Hello, this is Deborah Yao with Black Education TV. Now, I'm going to be talking about, to me, what I call a new loan scam that's out, and it's targeting poor people, of course. And I saw the story on the Young Turks. It's called Bailout Boy Now Monetizing Poor People. If I remember, I will drop the link in the description area. But what it's talking about is how there's this new thing now where they are mailing checks to poor people who are employed, okay? And it's kind of like the payday loans, right? But it's a little different. They send you the check, and if you deposit the check or use the funds, there are all these fees that are stacked on top of it. I believe in Jink's commentary, he said that one person cashed one of these checks, which I believe was about $1,200, and with fees and everything else tacked onto it, it was over $3,000 that they ended up owing back. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I can see where a lot of our people would get these checks in the mail, and they would read about it and see what's going on, and they would want to know, oh, is this real? Is this a real check? Is this someone sending me a check for $1,200? They would determine that it's real. And the temptation is there. It's different than having to actually go to one of these cash advance places or these title loan places. It's different from actually having to go there and sit down and fill out paperwork and do this and do that. What this tells me is that these companies have done their homework on you. And so they already know that this person has a job, or this person is making X amount of dollars, and this person is doing this, that, or the other. How do they know these things? Someone is sharing your information, no doubt. I don't know where they get the info from. All I know is that now, okay, they send out these checks. The temptation is in front of you. It was mailed to you versus you having to go seek it out and apply for it. And so now you have a choice to make. Rip it up, throw it in the trash, or, man, I could use $1,200 right now. Oh, man, I could, you know what? I think I'm going to do it this time. All I have to do is pay back X amount of dollars every week or every month. I don't know how they do that. However often they have you pay it back. And so you'll rationalize within your mind that, oh, I can afford that. That's not that bad. You look at the amount of the payment being low, but you don't look at the whole loan as being ridiculous. I believe he said that some of them are over 30% or 33% interest rate. That is highway robbery. Highway robbery. But these rich people are preying on the poor. This is utterly ridiculous, and so many people will fall for it. So many people have already fallen for the payday loan scams, for the rent-to-own scams, where you can rent a television or a washer and a dryer, a DVD player, all these things to entertain you. You can rent them, pay a little bit every week or month or whatever, and then they just take a little bit from your paycheck. But when you look at the full contract and you pay it in full, you've paid them 3 or 4 times more than what you borrowed. That is a travesty. That is predatory lending, and it is allowed to happen here in America. This is why we have got to get ourselves together, get our stuff together, so that we don't have to fall victim to this stuff. And for those of you who like to do the rent-to-own hookup with all the merchandise that they give you, just let it go. Get on Facebook Marketplace and find yourself a used television. You don't have to have a big 50-inch anything sitting in your living room anyway. We are so bent on being entertained that we will entertain ourselves into debt. And that is not a place to be if you're trying to set yourself up for life. It's better to go without. Find another pastime that's not going to drain your pockets. Now, some of you will hear this and you will take heed. But there are people who will actually hear this and say, well, how else am I supposed to get a television? How else am I supposed to get furniture? Now, I understand the need and the desire for these things. I understand the need for a washer and a dryer and all of that stuff. Trust me, I get it. But is it worth being robbed? Are you being complicit with your own robbery? Because that's what it boils down to. They're not going to tell you in writing, okay, I'm going to lend you $1,200, but you have to pay back $3,000, because they'll know that you're going to be thinking and say, you know what, this seems like a loan shark deal, right? But what they'll do is they give you some nice paperwork sitting behind a desk, pen and paper, sign on the dotted line, and your payment is only $32 or whatever. And you say, oh, that's all, I can afford that. But you've really signed a sucker's deal. And they know most people will sign it because they need what they need and want what they want. Okay. That is all, family. So much I can say on that, but it doesn't really need to be said. It's just one of those things to me that are common sense. It's common sense. Don't borrow money and agree to pay back 3 times more than what you're borrowing. That's all I got to say. And with that, I will say shalom.